Hey, happy Wednesday, you guys. Dr. B here. And I am coming to you for today's version of Coffee Talk. And for the first time, I don't have anything coffee related because I wouldn't say I misplanned, but I didn't time my day correctly. And so I wanted to cover a concept that was really on my heart because my goal is to motivate, to inspire, and it really is to get people in forward motion. Now, a few weeks ago, a good friend and also a more amazing man of God and a mentor, he gave me a t-shirt. And so that t-shirt says, you guys may not be able to see it, but it says, man cannot remake himself without suffering, for he is both the marble and the sculptor. So, Derek, thank you for this. And again, man cannot remake himself without suffering because he is both the marble and the sculptor. Now, it's such an important thing to really understand this because so many times when it comes to our significant others, when it comes to ourselves, we tend to focus more on the flaws than we do on the blessings. And what I will tell you is we are coming off a weekend where I went with a couple of good friends, Bob Herman, Rob Sherman, and then also Candace Kaiser, and then my beautiful bride Des, and we did a little recon hike for the Grand Canyon. And here's what I can tell you about the Grand Canyon. So we did 25 and a half miles on Monday, and this will be the 15th time that I have hiked in the canyon, either rim to rim or rim to river to rim. And then in a little less than a month, we have our Grand Canyon trip for this year when it comes to, we're going to hike Memorial Day weekend, and then we're also going to hike the following weekend with another group of folks. But the cool thing and the reason I like it is because it's always hard. All right. It is always challenging. It is always you have to show up, you have to earn it, and nobody can do it for you type of thing. And so when we go back to that quote, man cannot remake himself without suffering because he is both the marble and the sculptor. The hardest thing that you will ever work on in this daily grind here on earth is you. And what I can tell you is that you're going to do some things that are going to be hard. They're going to be challenging. They're going to be uncomfortable. They're going to be miserable at times, and they're going to be downright demoralizing. However, at the end of that thing, you should come out the other side with a better skill set, a better perspective, a better attitude, because you've experienced growth. And then there are other things that we allow to happen to us, and we perpetuate this cycle over and over and over again of why it's happening, but yet we don't change it. And so it is a different level of uncomfortableness. It is a different level of suffering. And it is a different type of reality day in and day out that we choose by simply not even making a choice. Okay. So what I want to share with you today and what I want to impress upon you is that you are in charge of you. You get to determine who gets your time. You get to determine who gets your energy. You get to determine where to sow your blessings. You get to determine where to spend your time, your talent, and your treasure. That's what God calls us to do, to give all three of those areas. And you get to determine what that looks like and what you want to do with it. So I want to challenge you to do something hard. It may not be a Grand Canyon hike. That is what we chose this past Monday, and we live to tell the tale. And every time is different. Some are easier, some are harder. The weather makes it challenging, the wind, the rain, the sunshine, all of those things. Then it's nutrition, then it's fitness level, hydration. All of those things make it different. But when it comes to life, you get a chance to wake up every day. You get a chance to put your jeans on or your pants on, just like the next person, and you get a chance to go to work. So, excuse me, what are you going to do with your time today? Des has a famous line, and she says, if your family weren't your family, would you be friends with them? And when you really start to think about that, we allow way more that comes our way from our family because we think that we have to receive it because they're blood or they're related, as opposed to what we would allow when it comes to our friends and people that we choose to spend our day with. So, is the suffering going to be worth it? And maybe if you're not able to change that person, maybe you can use your wisdom and maybe you can come alongside of them and try to help them gain a little different perspective so that you can have a better relationship with them. Because we're on this earth, right? Nobody's going to remember all the days that you've worked, but what they're going to remember, people will always remember how you made them feel. All right? Make it a blessed day. It's beautiful here in Arizona. We're getting ready to head into summer, and my challenge for you is to do something uncomfortable that helps you grow. All right. Thanks, Derek, for the shirt. And again, you got to do it, right? The only way forward through discomfort is forward. You've got to roll up your sleeves, account it, and then attack it head on, and then make a path so that we don't end up at that same place again. All right. That's today's version of Coffee Talk. No coffee today. However, I still want to share with you what's on my heart. Make it a blessed day. We'll see you guys soon.